Welcome back to another video with Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am a relationship and femininity coach, and I've been married for 13 years, and my goal is to help both men and women be in relationships that's best for them. So I am going to talk about flirting and how you can flirt in dating and in marriage right after this. Mrs. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't So, a lot of times people like to say, am I being too forward? How do I shoot my shot? And, I say that if you're a woman, we call it shooting your shot. But what you're really doing is you're just letting the man know that you're interested. And this is usually after he has first expressed interest in you, or in some kind of way, whether he was forward or not. You think that he may be hinting that he likes you and you want to flirt. So I am not big on being, although I'm a direct person, I'm not big on being too forward. As a woman, I think that though you can hint around it. So you may be thinking, why are you talking about flirting? You're not flirting, you're married. Oh, I still flirt with my husband. And I think if you're married, if you're in a relationship, you can still flirt with your partner. And if you're not in a relationship, you can flirt with those who are interested in you. And so I think that flirting is something that's so, it's something that usually women do, and it's cute. It's to show that you are interested. And what greater way to show that if you are in a relationship, your man, that you are still very much interested in him. So as you can tell, this video is for women. So I am wearing something flirty like, right? So my husband loves when I wear colors, and it makes me feel youthful and fun and energetic, and it makes me get in the mood of flirting, just like when we were a lot younger, right? So the best way I would say to start flirting is to smile. And again, this is for women, because if you're a man, you wouldn't necessarily smile. You would just provide eye contact. You would hold eye contact for a few seconds. And as a woman, if a guy is showing eye contact and you are interested in him, you find him attractive, then you would make eye contact about 2 seconds and then look away. The reason why I say this is you don't want to seem too bored. You want to look, smile. So your look is, I see you seeing me. I see you see me, and I see you. And now I want to smile to let you know I'm glad that you see me. But then I'm going to look away because I'm too busy to be all thirsty and stuff. So I think that is really fun. I give my husband eye contact. We've been married for 13 years, and I love that we're across the room and he's talking to some guys and I'm over here talking to some ladies, and then I throw him some eye contact. He looks at me like, okay, you look good. And I'm like, I know I look good and you look good. And I see that you see I look good. And I'm going to smile and then go and look away and do what I was doing. So I think that is really fun. It is almost like foreplay. So it is very flirty. It's fun. And you can do this whether you are, this is someone you don't know and you are interested in getting to know him. If you are in a relationship or if you are married, this is one of the best ways to show that you are flirting. You are dropping hints. And the second thing I would say is, if you are now past the I see you, I'm smiling at you, before I do that, let me talk about smiling, because a lot of women like to do that resting bee face. You don't like to smile, but your smile is what makes you beautiful. I can look and I can just stare. But when I smile, it's like my face lights up, right? And I think that that is for most women. Your face lights up. You look beautiful. If you don't like your teeth, you can go and get them done, get braces, do whatever. And if you say, hey, I'm not going to do all that. I like my gap. I like my teeth like this, but I'm just still not as confident yet, or I don't have the funds to do those things, then smile with your mouth closed then until you can get what you want done. You can just do a light smile with your mouth closed. But I encourage you to do whatever you need with your teeth if you're not as confident in your smile as you want to be. So as you watch my channel, you'll notice that I love smiling, and it's not me flirting at you. It's just I think that smiling brings in a more softer, gentle, graceful look. People like looking at people who smile, right? Do I want to watch someone who's frowning all day, all the time? No. So now that we got that out the way, we got the eye contact, we got the smile out the way, let's get to talking. So the next best thing is to let someone know that you're interested without being forward. So again, I say I'm not huge on women being forward. I think if you are trying to be in your feminine energy, then it's up to the man. Of course, if you want a man who has masculine energy, he's going to have to be forward. But it's okay to drop hits. It's okay to be a little bit, give him a little push, right? And what I mean by that is if he is talking to you and you realize that he is showing interest in you, but he's not sure how you feel, or he's beating around the bush, because sometimes guys get just enough courage to talk to you, but they don't know how to land the deal, right? And so if you have a guy that's like that, then you can show your interest by saying, yeah, I like that. That sounds good. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that more. You're letting him know, I like that we're having a conversation and I don't mind having more of it, right? And if you are in a relationship and you're trying to figure out how to flirt with your man through talking, then what I do is if I want to open something or do, let's say I want to open up something and it's heavy, and I'll say, can you help me open this, babe? And so he comes around and I go, I like that. So you're basically letting him know, I like that you're close up on me. I like that you put your hand on mine and you help. I like that, right? So you want to let this person know that you like the contact, you like the conversation. Sometimes if you're in a relationship, flirting could be as simple as giving compliments. Ooh, that looks good on you. You smell good. Any type of conversation that is complimentary, that's showing that you have an interest in this person being up and close to you, whether you like having more conversations, more touching, more kissing, whatever it is, that's going to be what you're going to say to show your interest. So again, it's depending on your conversation. Is this someone you are just getting to know? Is this someone you're already in a relationship with? The best thing to show that you're flirting when you're in a relationship with someone is compliments. That's going to be the best thing, to show compliments. Whenever they touch against you, you show interest, that you like that. You like what they're wearing. You like how they smell. You like how they're looking at you. You want to say it. I always talk about your actions should speak very loudly, but your words should also be loud as well, because those are affirmations. Most men love language is words of affirmation, if it's not physical touch, because most men are physical touch and then words of affirmation, or words of affirmation or physical touch, because you can have a primary or secondary love language. And most people love that when you compliment them, when you show interest in them, show interest in what they've done for you, what they said, how they're doing. Men like appreciation, put it point blank, right? So show your appreciation in a attractive, sensual way, right? I'm hinting around some words because of course we are on YouTube, but I think that flirting is fun. It's youthful. It is a form of foreplay. I know a lot of people like to talk about the art of seduction and things like that, but I think the art of flirting is better, because seduction sometimes it can be feminine, but a lot of times people take that in a very crude way, especially if you're not in a relationship. If you're just pushing off this, seducing type of behavior towards people you don't know, then it can come across like this person's a little bit forward or promiscuous or whatever. And if you're trying to remain classy, you may not want to do that, because you don't know how some men are going to perceive it. You don't know if this man is a little bit reserved or conservative. But if you're already in a relationship and you're married or whatever, then yeah, seduce away, right? But I think flirting is a form of that, but I think it's more fun and energetic. I think it still can be a form of foreplay. I think that it can be lovely, right? Sensual. It doesn't have to, always be. I think flirting doesn't always have to lead to something immediately towards intercourse. So if you get what I'm trying to say, I think it can be something that you're just, you know, you I it leads to intimacy. And intimacy is not just in towards intercourse. Intimacy can be in all types of ways. Of course, if you're a man and you're listening, a lot of women like intimacy that does not necessarily lead to intercourse, right? So I think that this is a fun way to show intimacy without it always leading to the bedroom, because seduction is usually going to do that. It's speaking volumes of bedroom, right? Bedroom eyes, things like that. And sometimes you don't want to do that when you're out in the public, right? You just want to have this fun, flirty, I see you, I'm talking to you, I'm showing interest. You can do that on dates without it looking like, oh, she's doing too much, she's too forward, right? So you're still pushing, you're dropping hints to the guy. You're just not all the way like, hey, I like you, I want your number. But you can't say, I'm interested in having this conversation more. I would love to go, to talk about this over dinner. I love that. I don't think it's forward. I think it's you showing initiative. I like to call it that. I think forward is when you're actually trying to be the man and go out and hunt the guy. Again, if you're interested in a guy, starting off with eye contact is the best, because if he ain't looking at you after you've shown eye contact, or if he looks away and he doesn't come your way, move on, because he's not interested. The guy who likes you, if you show eye contact and smile and he shows eye contact and makes his way over to you to have some type of conversation, or if he's very forward with you, then that shows that he likes you. But if he doesn't come your way, he's not interested, sis. This is the easiest way to flirt with the guy and know whether he's interested or not without jumping the gun, going to him face to face, and then ready to pounce on the opportunity of getting in a relationship. Starting off with eye contact can eliminate some of these like awkward moments where the guy's not interested. He could be taken, he could just not be interested. He may have his eye on someone else. He could be with someone else, have another date there. So again, if you show eye contact and he doesn't, if you smile and he doesn't, if he doesn't approach you, if you're like, okay, well, we're far apart in the room or somewhere, let me just get in his vicinity, that's okay. But I would not initiate contact with him if he does not initiate contact with you. Let him be the man. Let him and the good news is, if he doesn't do that, then he's either, of course, like I said, not interested or taken, or he is not as forward. He's not exuding a lot of masculine energy, or I should say a lot of confidence. And I like to be with someone who's confident. So if he's not, move on. You want to be with someone who's going to take the initiative to say, she's worth me going over just to get to know her, just to have a conversation with her, right? And if you're a man and you're trying to figure out how to have a conversation with a woman, the best way to do that is to say, once the eye contact and you've approached her, and say, hey, I saw you from across the room and I just had to come over and speak to you. I just had to get to know your name. I'm such and such. What's your name? I think if she likes you, she'll be flattered. But before you go her way, just like I told women, if she's not looking at you, if she didn't smile and make eye contact with you, I wouldn't even approach her. But if your eyes locked with hers and she didn't look disgusted and she looked, like she was smiling, and you can clearly see that she's not there with someone, because I think that if you should be observant. You should see if she has a ring on her finger. You should see if she's there with a date, right? So take your time to see if she's with someone. And I would go and talk to her and say those things. If she's with a group of girls, you can wait till she's by herself if you're not as confident. If you're bold and confident, hey, go talk to her when she's with a group of girls. But a lot of men don't like rejection, when women feel bold enough to do it when they're in a group. So if you can get her to yourself, make eye contact, see that she's interested, and come and talk to her. Hey, you're looking beautiful. I had to get to know your name. That's the best way to start a conversation with someone if there's no other fillers. Like if you're not in a meeting or at work or other ways that you could bump into her, if you are forced to have a conversation with her, that's the best way to do it. I had to get to know you. I had to see what your name was because you're beautiful. I'm dying to know if your name is fitting for your beautiful face. However you want to say it, whatever's you. And I know that flirting for some people, or, getting someone's number, rejection, all these things are so hard. But I think that if you are doing it often, you can become a pro. You have to do it often. Practice makes perfect, right? So thank you so much for tuning in to Mrs. Danielle DeVita. So hopefully these are some tips to help you flirt like a pro. Take care.